Well, the back 40 battle goes back to Lenox tonight in comeback fashion. I'm here with Keegan Kitzman and Isaac Grunman. Gentlemen, man, what a game, what a win for you guys. What are the thoughts right now?
Well, obviously happy with how it ended, but that first 3 quarters was not good. But we were able to come back, keep our cool, and finish it out.
We started really slow. We were down 13.5. We came back, our defense was shut out. We scored almost every possession, and we just kept going.
They had you guys down 19 midway, really kind of late in the second quarter. What was the message?
That we play all 4 quarters. We've been trying to go all 4. They got us the first 2, but they can't last 4 quarters with us.
We've been conditioned to go 4 quarters. We've played 4 quarters, and in these guys' defense, they haven't had the chance to do that. So, yeah, I think that's where we had the advantage.
You guys have made a habit of, these comebacks. I know it's not something you want to do by any means, but what does that say about the resiliency of this team?
That we will do anything to win, and our mental toughness is just better than any other team we play.
It just says that we're really mature. We were down 19. Their crowd and sideline was going crazy. And, it's hard to push through that when you're losing by 19 against a rival team. But we just pushed through it and kept going.
Talk about your night on the ground. When you look at the numbers, maybe nothing's going to stick out, but very efficient. What were you seeing? What was working?
The tosses and ISOs were really good. I messed up a couple dives there and here and there, but I had a good dive at the end and scored. Put us up by 9, I think. So,
Isaac, you had a big night, in the passing game and the ground game. Speak to your role in the offense tonight.
So I've learned to be more diverse, and I think our whole team's adapted to being a more balanced team. And so once our ground game wasn't really working that well, we threw a few pass plays. They ended up working, but some came up short. But we kept sticking it out, and we kept them guessing whether, pass or run just throughout the whole game.
Big pass play from Gabe to you to kind of spark things. Take us through that.
So yeah, we were doing a rollout play. I just had a quick 10 and out, and so Gabe hit me. My guy over pursued, and then I just cut up field, and then Caden made a downfield block for me, and it was just 6 right there.
Growing up in Lenox and being a part of this rivalry, to be able to hold the trophy that you guys are holding right now, what does that mean?
It's just a great way to end to begin our senior season, and this is probably one of the bigger accomplishments that will probably be throughout both of our senior years.
It's really big. All the fans and family, they were all looking for us to win. And it took a while for us to get started, but when we started going, the crowd was going crazy. And I just think a lot of people depend on us, knowing the rivalry and everything.
3-0 now in the year, and I know you guys will say you want to take it one game at a time. But aside from that, how are you guys feeling right now?
It's really good. Last year we only played 2 quarters out the whole year until we got to Fremont. So now we're playing 4 quarters, battling out. We're going through everything we can.
So now we're conditioned. I think we're prepared for anything. If we can come from a 19 down by 19 points in the 4th, I think we can basically, if we start the game how we did in the 4th quarter, we can do anything.
As seniors, in terms of games you guys have been involved in, where does this one rank?
Number 2. Yeah, last year in Fremont was crazy.
Yeah.
Top that one. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Coach, you guys have become the comeback cats of sort. Back-to-back weeks of erasing double-digit deficits. But tonight, tell me about tonight's win and your thoughts.
We talked at halftime to the kids, and, we challenged them. We told them, we are in control here of all these things. We let the Bedford dictate who we were for a while. We were playing catch. We were just accepting that they were just going to take it down the field on both sides of the ball. We challenged them we got to be tough, and we got to take over this game. And it took them a little bit. That 3rd quarter, we weren't exactly in the position we wanted, but coming out that 4th quarter and scoring on the first play, and then they just stepped it up, and finally we got through. And I don't want this to be a defining part of our season as we're just going to be second half team. We got to put 4 quarters together, but I tell you what, if we do, we're going to be scary.
There were a lot of big plays tonight, and a lot of momentum shifts and stuff, but where would you say the turning point was for your guys tonight?
I would say it was right at the end of that third. Just being able to score on that pass play, and the defense stepped it up and got a couple turnovers, and that kind of just flipped the tide for us. We got within striking distance of a one-score game, and our kids just started believing through it. And I think that was a big turning point. Our first half, I mean, we're going to look at film, and we're going to analyze it, and we're going to be nitpicking like crazy because man, we can play so much better. But we finally turned it on once we got to that fourth quarter.
Offensively, what stood out to you tonight?
Just the Kitzman and Isaac both, the amount of yards they got after contact, and I don't like when they have to do that, but man, they are tough to take down. And Gabe, the other thing that stood out was just how he settled in the pocket, and he was able to just make a play and just be an athlete out there. And that makes us tough. If we can get those two guys going, and then we can run it out and do a couple rollouts, do some throws with Gabe. People can't blitz on us like crazy, and that's what Bedford really pinned their ears back and came on the blitzes. But if we can get a little bit more balance with that, we're gonna be tough with that.
I know you guys don't want to make this the norm of double-digit deficits and then having to come back, but to do it back-to-back weeks against pretty good teams, what does that say about the guys?
Just resiliency. And our captains, our seniors, we talked before the season, they had to grow up. They have been reliant on some other guys in previous classes, and they had to grow up real fast. And a lot of them, in this game, they had to grow up and become better football players. And we're learning through experience because we have a lot of guys that haven't had a lot of time on the field, especially up front. And if we can continue to build through that experience, they can see different things and just become more experienced football players. We're gonna be tough.
The trophy gets to stay in Lenox for another year. What does that mean?
Oh, we're going to try not to break it again. So we've made a habit of that, but it means a lot that it stays here. And it was a lot of fun tonight just with this crowd. It's a fun rivalry to be a part of. Bedford came ready to go, and hats off to them. All the respect in the world. They're gonna be a tough team for about everybody they play. And if they just stick with what they do, they've got athletes and they got physicality, and they'll be tough.
Do you feel that tonight was an instance of you guys just being able to kind of chip, and maybe wear them down in a sense?
A little bit towards the end, we saw some of that. Right away they were ready, and we were not, and that was something that we don't like to do. We don't like to just sit back and have someone else dictate the ball game. And eventually, yes, they did get worn down. They had a few cramps here or there too, but so did we. And it was more power to our kids that they weathered the storm and came out on top.
3-0 now. How do you guys feel? And I know you got East Union coming up. What are your thoughts going forward?
Same thing we do each week. 1-0. We're going to focus on East Union. We're going to watch film. We're going to break ourselves down. East Union's playing well, and they do a few different things that have caused people fits. And we'll focus 1-0 again this next week. And we told the guys we got to take that next step. We've been a second half team these last 2 weeks. If we can put 4 quarters together, we can take that next step as a team and really go some places.